But first, I had mentioned to you that there is this wonderful, wonderful thing from the Texas Comptroller's Office called TexasTransparency.org. Texas Comptroller Susan Combs joins us to talk about it because she kind of made that happen. Hi, Susan. How are you?
I'm fine, Mark. How are you?
I am great. What does TexasTransparency.org do?
What we're trying to do is to give citizens of Texas a sense of what it is that they're being taxed on. And so we've got kind of a website there which talks about your money and the taxing facts. And what we've put together in one place is the fact that there are property tax districts, there are sales tax districts, there are special purpose taxing districts for sales and property tax. And there's about 4,017 property taxing districts and, about 1,000 or so of the sales tax. And people don't even know it. So when you're sitting in your home, for example, you may not know that in Dallas, for example, Dallas County, you've got about 39 sales tax entities across the county, and you've got about 61 property tax districts, and you may not know that. Which is interesting, Mark, is that in Harris County, instead of having fewer than 100 between the two, they have over 500, about 535. And the point of this is that as the feds hit us with a $16 trillion debt, and as the feds talk about a $1 trillion annual deficit, I think it's important for every citizen in the state of Texas to be able to find out who is taxing me, how much, and where is it.
Now, first of all, thank you, because this sounds very, very cool. Transparency is good. Information is good. With a wink and a nudge, I ask, is this website designed to make a point about anything in the larger sense?
Yeah, I think it's designed to make a point that if tax collections and taxing entities grow faster than population, I think we need to take a look. And I would say this, look, if the feds are doing this, the state of Texas is doing great. Yesterday we had a wonderful sale of a public ed funding deal on the markets. It was unbelievable, but we're not perfect. And I would just say that if we've got a proliferation of taxing entities faster than population, I want people to be given the chance to say, wait a minute, wait. Do we need that one? Do they need to charge so much? And I think most of these, in fact, these are all legislatively created, and I think we've got a bunch of conservatives in Texas who want to take a look at this. And I think this is a great tool. You'll be able to punch on your county, any county in the state, and find out who is taxing you, and that's something that's never been put together before.
Let's talk definition of terms, because you can go to number of local property tax entities by county. And here in the DFW area, there's some dark green, but the darkest green is, as you say, down in Houston, down in Harris County. And that's indicative of a proliferation of taxing entities. Meaning what? Define entity.
That means things, people who are after you. There's, you get cities and counties and MUDs. And MUDs, example, do property taxes a lot because what they have is they've got, they do infrastructure. So if you look at the property tax entities, you have cities, counties, school districts, transit authorities, and special purpose districts. And so that's entities. Now, some of them may not charge very much tax, but at least these are things that are in your wallet. If you look at the sales tax side, what you really have is you have some entities as well, and you have on the special purpose side, you have crime control districts, emergency services districts, library districts, hospital districts, improvement districts. You have all of these, and these all get created legislatively, and then they're sort of empowered by local folks. The point is, many times, John and Mary Public don't even know about it. But John and Mary Public, either on a property tax, get it on their form. If it's sales tax, they have no clue. They don't see it.
This is kind of interesting. Just to pluck a particular county out, you can look at the number of property tax entities, many of which are thoroughly valid. That's like the cities that are within a county.
Right.
Like in Denton County, Flower Mound, Louisville, Denton are all going to be entities, as well they should be. But you've also got all kinds of freshwater supply districts and conservation districts and drainage districts. Is this a suggestion from you that we should just stop that just makes it easier to nickel and dime people, and we all just have a big umbrella that if you've got conservation issues, water issues, hospital issues, just deal with that from the big pile?
I would say one of the recommendations we put in is, look, take a look was the original purpose for which it was created, is it still valid today? Is there another way to do this? And crime control districts is a really easy one to talk about. So Police Chief Smith has a budget in Town X. Then for some reason they decide there's an additional crime for which the city budget doesn't have money. So what they'll do is they'll create this crime control district. So Police Chief Smith now has his main budget from City X and a crime control district, which generally speaking has a shelf life of about 5 years unless it's reactivated. I would say, why doesn't Police Chief Smith have that transparently put in his budget at City X? And so my suggestion was, the state agencies have a 12-year sunset review process, and we don't generally close them down, but it's a very useful process to evaluate why do we have them. I think something like that, some kind of evaluation template, something for these special purpose districts. They've grown like weeds. There's about 600 of these guys that have come up, and I would just say, let's take a look at them. Are they all necessary? Or to your point, should they be subsumed into something that's a little easier for folks to find out about?
Created by the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts, Susan Combs. TexasTransparency.org is what it's called, everybody. And you're actually looking for feedback on this. You want people to go not just use it, but also comment on it and get back to you and
yes,
and make
one
suggestions.
direct website which you can go to is TexasIt'sYourMoney.org. You can go there as well. Send us comments. If you say, gosh, it was too hard to use on this page, or I wish you'd added X, this is a living website, and we can fix it. We can keep adding.
This is something just literally popped into my head. Let me ask you something if this is in your world and if it's not, because it's something I got in the mail today, or just a few days ago. And at first I'm very alert to scams, but this has a certain air of legitimacy to it. Is there a state office that has a repository of unclaimed money, like a check that got mailed? Because what's that called?
Well, the correct one, not the scam, is ClaimItTexas.org. There's one that's kind of a phishing operation, which is ClaimItTX. So if you go to ClaimItTexas.org, we've got, I don't know, nearly $2 billion of your dollars in it, and I've gotten money from my kids, et cetera, and we want you to have your money.
Now, and what does that tend to be? Because let me just share my story. I got a thing from an outfit, I can't remember the name of it. They want 10% of it.
That's nonsense. Don't reply to them. Don't do it. Don't do that one, Mark.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
We're free. This is your money. It's your state dollars at work. We'll get you your money for free.
So, like the people who will do your homestead exemption, it's probably not illegal, but you're paying people something to do something you could do yourself for free.
Absolutely, and we'll get you your money for free.
Now, what is that money? Because what it tended to be, I think it was a check to me. It was just a couple $100 from somebody a fee for something I had done. Yeah. Because it was from an outfit that I had done business with.
Right.
And it was at the time roughly that I changed addresses when I moved about 5 years ago. And I thought, okay, this is probably legitimate.
What it is, for example, apartment deposits, a last paycheck, a utility bill deposit, you closed a bank account with $8 in it, all that kind of stuff. I got some money from one of my children. He'd been to UNT, and he had an apartment deposit. It was about $400. Got that back. It's all this kind of unclaimed property. Sometimes it is even a royalty check from an oil company. It was $8 or $12 or $15, and that's up there, but it's ClaimItTexas.org.
Now, should people, do people sometimes have this money lying around and they don't even know it? Can you go in and search under your name or social security number?
Type your family's name, etc. And we respond to these. We've given back, this is kind of interesting, Mark, in the 5.5 years I've been here, we've returned about $780 million.
ClaimItTexas.org.
Yes, sir.
I think we're about to crash that site. I'm about to have free money. Oh, son! Well, thank you doubly and triply now, Susan. So many cool things coming out of the controller's office. The purpose for any of you there was TexasTransparency.org. But if you can make a couple of bucks, then that's good, too. Susan, thank you as always. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark.